Double cast dynamics. Exploring the possibility of Moon Ga-young joining Cha Eun-woo in The Wonderfools. Would their on-screen chemistry work in a superhero comedy? The announcement of The Wonderfools, Netflix's upcoming Korean superhero comedy, already has fans buzzing. With Cha Eun-woo leading the cast, joined by Park Eun-bin and a host of dynamic actors, the series promises an offbeat blend of action, fantasy, and heart. Set in 1999, it follows a ragtag group of people with imperfect superpowers who must unite to protect Heesong City from mysterious disappearances and lurking threats. But what if the casting went one step further? What if Moon Ga-young, Cha Eun-woo's beloved co-star from True Beauty, stepped into the lineup? Could their proven chemistry ignite a new kind of magic in this superhero comedy setting? This What If piece dives into that question, imagining Moon Ga-young alongside Cha Eun-woo in The Wonderfools. What role could she play? How might their characters interact? And most importantly, would their on-screen synergy translate from high school romance to superpowered chaos? Before jumping into capes and chaos, it's worth remembering why Eun-woo and Ga-young continue to occupy such a treasured corner of K-drama fans' hearts. In True Beauty, 2020-21, their characters Lee Soo-ho and Lim Joo-kyung lived out a story that balanced sweetness, angst, and emotional depth. What made their performances shine wasn't just good writing. It was the way their acting styles complemented each other. Eun-woo brought restraint, quiet gazes, measured delivery, subtle vulnerability. Ga-young embodied warmth and relatability. Her laughter felt spontaneous, her tears genuine, her nervous energy infectious. Together, they struck a balance of stillness and spark, one grounding the other, one lighting the other up. That balance made Soo-ho and Joo-kyung unforgettable. Now, imagine transplanting that synergy into a genre as zany and unpredictable as superhero comedy. The stakes aren't just emotional. They're cosmic, comedic, and chaotic. Would the balance hold? Let's cast Ga-young in The Wonderfools. She wouldn't replace Park Eun-bin, whose role is central, but rather join as an additional lead character, a wildcard who throws the team dynamics into delightful disarray. A occupation, a transfer teacher arriving in Heesong City during the mysterious disappearances. Superpower, emotional manipulation, but imperfect. She can influence feelings, but never in the way she intends. For example, trying to calm someone might make them laugh uncontrollably. Attempting to inspire courage might accidentally induce rage. Her personality, quirky yet empathetic. She means well, but her misfires create awkward, hilarious situations. Oak learns to accept the unpredictability of her power and herself while forming bonds with the ragtag group. Cha Eun-woo's character, Lee Woon-jung, is described as a socially awkward but principled civil servant who gets drawn into the chaos of Heesong's superpowered citizens. He's methodical, serious, and committed to rules. Now picture his first encounter with Ji-woo, Ga-young. It's late evening at City Hall. Woon-jung is collecting statements from families of the missing. The mood is somber. Suddenly, Ji-woo bursts in, offering to help comfort the distressed citizens. She focuses, intending to soothe their sorrow. Instead, everyone in the room begins laughing hysterically. The scene collapses into absurdity. Woon-jung glazes at her, mortified, as people laugh through their tears. Ji-woo, flustered, mutters, "Well, laughter is healing too, right?" In that instant, the comedic tension is born, Eun-woo's deadpan seriousness clashing with Ga-young's chaotic warmth. It's Soo-ho and Joo-kyung's dynamic, but reframed in a world of superpowers. The team needs to infiltrate a school to uncover a lead. Ji-woo poses as a teacher, Woon-jung poses as a parent. Ji-woo accidentally unleashes a wave of inspiration, causing every teacher in the room to stand on chairs and belt out motivational slogans. Woon-jung is mortified, muttering, "This is not procedure." Ji-woo beams, "Look how motivated they are." Their bickering becomes the heart of the comedy. After a botched mission, the two find themselves on a rooftop, watching Heesong City's neon lights flicker. Woon-jung chastises her, You can't keep losing control of your powers. She sighs, half joking. You can't keep losing control of your frown. He glances at her, caught off guard. For the first time, he almost smiles. It's not romance yet, but the flicker of warmth between opposites begins to show. In an abandoned arcade, the team corners a villain. Jiwoo tries to instill faith. Instead, the villain bursts into tears, confessing his life story. Woonjung steps in, stone-faced. This isn't therapy. But later, as they secure the villain, he admits quietly, your powers may be messy, but they work. Jiwoo smirks. Messy has its charm. Eunwoo excels at subtle stoicism. Moon Ga-young thrives on vibrant expressiveness. Together, they form the classic straight man and chaos agent duo that fuels great comedy. Audiences still carry the memory of Suho and Ju-kyung. Placing them together again in such a different setting plays with nostalgia while offering something completely new. For Eunwoo, this is a chance to show more comedic timing. For Ga-young, it's an opportunity to flex her quirky side. Both would grow, both would surprise. Imagine the announcement. Moon Ga-young joins Eunwoo in the Wonder Fools. Social media would erupt. Hashtags like #WonderBeauty or #Superpowered Suho Ju-kyung would trend instantly. Fans would dissect every teaser, searching for sparks. Editorials would highlight how Korean dramas rarely attempt superhero rom-coms, making this pairing both experimental and thrilling. Memes would abound. Screenshots of Suho glaring at Ju-kyung, recaptioned as Woonjung glaring at Jiwoo mid-superpower meltdown. Beyond comedy, there's a deeper appeal in imagining these two actors together again. It's about continuity and transformation. Continuity, because their synergy feels unfinished. Fans want to see how it evolves. Transformation, because a superhero comedy flips their previous dynamic upside down. Instead of high school angst, we get cosmic chaos. Instead of whispered confessions, we get rooftop banter about power control. It's proof that great pairings can transcend genres. The Wonder Fools will already shine with Eunwoo, Park Eunbin, and its talented cast. But imagining Moon Ga-young stepping into this universe sparks an extra thrill. Their chemistry, proven in romance, could blossom into something hilariously heartwarming in superhero comedy. Would their on-screen synergy work here? Absolutely. Eunwoo's stoicism and Ga-young's expressive chaos would not only balance the show's tone but elevate it, giving audiences laughter, warmth, and the sweet nostalgia of seeing two beloved stars collide once more. And perhaps that's the joy of what-if scenarios. Even if Ga-young never steps into Heesong City, the possibility itself reminds us why we love stories, and why certain duos will always make us wonder. When True Beauty first aired in late 2020, no one could have predicted the cultural footprint it would leave behind. Sure, the drama had all the makings of a hit, adapted from a popular webtoon, featuring a visually dazzling cast and dripping with high school melodrama. But what elevated it from guilt-to-pleasure binge to cultural phenomenon was the on-screen magic between Eunwoo and Moon Ga-young. It wasn't just about Suho's quiet suffering or Ju-kyung's journey to self-love. It was about the way Eunwoo and Ga-young's performances sparked when placed side by side. Their scenes carried an electricity that fans still talk about years later. In fact, many viewers insist that the show's beating heart wasn't the love triangle, but the quieter moments, those hallway glances, those rooftop silences, those smiles that felt like secrets only the two of them shared. That chemistry, once captured, lingers. And that's why the thought of them reuniting in a completely different genre, something wild and chaotic like a superhero comedy, feels not only exciting but inevitable. Plenty of K-drama couples are beloved, but Eunwoo and Ga-young had a quality that set them apart: complementary energy. Eunwoo's stillness. Often accused of being too reserved in earlier roles, Eunwoo seemed to bloom opposite Ga-young. His stoic, almost statuesque demeanor softened in her presence, making small gestures, a twitch of the lips, a softened gaze, speak volumes. A Ga-young spark. With her knack for balancing vulnerability and spunk, Ga-young injected authenticity into every scene. She brought out Eunwoo's depth while anchoring the drama's emotional roller coaster. The balance. He steadied her, She animated him. The push and pull created a rhythm that felt lived in, like watching two people not just act, but react genuinely to one another. In short, they became the perfect yin and yang. Silence meeting laughter, hesitation meeting boldness. Take one of their most famous moments, the rooftop confrontation after Suho discovers Jukyung's bae face. She's terrified of rejection, her voice trembling as she pleads for understanding. Eunwoo, instead of responding with dramatic declarations, simply watches her with wounded eyes, his silence speaking louder than words. It could have been flat, but it wasn't. Why? Because Ga-young's raw vulnerability pulled emotion out of Eunwoo's stillness, forcing the audience to feel the unsaid. In turn, Eunwoo's restrained reaction grounded the scene, preventing it from tipping into melodrama. That's the alchemy fans remember. Not just dialogue, but the between-the-lines energy. A superhero comedy is, on the surface, the opposite of high school romance, where true beauty thrived on subtle emotion and angst. The Wonderfools will likely revel in absurdity, superpowers misfiring, villains crying mid-battle, a band of misfits stumbling through crises. But here's the secret. The very foundation of Eunwoo and Ga-young's chemistry makes them perfectly suited for this genre shift. A deadpan versus chaotic energy. Eunwoo's talent for delivering deadpan lines could make him the ultimate straight man in comedic scenarios. Pair him with Ga-young's ability to flail, improvise, and charm her way through awkwardness, and you've got a duo made for physical comedy. An emotional undercurrent. Even in chaos, the audience craves heart. Eunwoo and Ga-young have proven they can tug heartstrings without trying too hard. Their ability to weave tenderness into light-hearted moments would anchor the comedy in humanity. A familiarity, but new. Fans would carry the memory of their true beauty days, creating instant nostalgia. Yet the shift in genre would feel fresh, like watching two old friends discover a new side of their relationship. To really understand why they'd work, let's imagine some early chemistry test scenarios in The Wonderfools. Scene 1. The Accidental Rescue. A bridge collapses in Heesong City. Eunwoo's Woonjung is there, trying to enforce order, clipboard in hand, barking instructions. Enter Ga-young's Jiwoo, who tries to use her emotion-altering powers to calm the panicked crowd. Instead, she makes everyone fall head over heels in love with Woonjung. Suddenly, dozens of citizens are professing their undying affection for him, clinging to his arms, swooning dramatically. His horrified deadpan, this is highly irregular. A sheepish grin, oops, at least they are calm. The tension between mortification and mischief, pure comedy gold. After a chaotic mission, they're stranded in a safe house. Jiwoo, exhausted, teases him. You know, you'd be cuter if you smiled more. He shoots her his trademark stone face. But when she dozies off against his shoulder, the camera lingers, just long enough to catch the ghost of a smile. It's the kind of micro-expression Eunwoo mastered in True Beauty, and the kind of vulnerable beat Ga-young can sell without a word. Suddenly, in the middle of a comedy, the audience gets a heart thump. During a crisis, the rest of the ragtag team disappears, leaving Woonjung and Jiwoo to face a small-scale villain. Jiwoo insists on improvising. Woonjung insists on following protocol. Their argument devolves into chaos, until, accidentally, they combine powers, subdue the villain, and save the day. Jiwoo beams, see? We're kind of perfect together. Woonjung mutters, almost smiling, that wasn't perfect. That was moderately efficient. Cue fan squeals. Another reason this pairing would be irresistible is nostalgia. For fans, Eunwoo and Ga-young will always be Suho and Jukyung. Their reunion would feel like a wink to the past. Look, they are back, but in a whole new way. K-dramas rarely give audiences long-term payoffs with their favorite couples. Imagine the thrill of watching familiar faces, once entwined in angst-ridden romance, now bantering their way through supervillains and comedic disasters. It's a reunion that feels earned but not repetitive. There's also something poetic about timing. With Eunwoo transitioning into more mature roles, and Ga-young exploring diverse characters beyond romance, now is the perfect moment to experiment. A superhero comedy allows them both to break from typecasting while leaning on a chemistry that's already proven. Eunwoo wouldn't just be the perfect face idol. He'd show comedic chops, timing, and restraint in a genre that thrives on exaggeration. Ga-young wouldn't just be the girl next door. She'd be the unpredictable force, driving the narrative with her messy but endearing energy. Together, they'd rewrite what K-drama pairings can look like. At its core, the fascination with reuniting Cha Eunwoo and Moon Ga-young is about unfinished stories. True Beauty gave us one version of their dynamic. Sweet, emotional, unforgettable. But fans sense there's more to uncover. A superhero comedy like The Wonderfools would not only scratch that itch but also flip their dynamic on its head. Their foundational chemistry, his stillness, her spark, wouldn't just survive the genre shift. It would thrive in it, creating scenes both hilarious and heartwarming. And that's the beauty of what-if casting. It's not just about bringing back beloved faces. It's about reimagining what they can do together in new worlds, with new rules, under new